Hey, Eric here. We come to give you a little update on the Chevelle. We've been doing a ton of stuff this whole summer. We're busy working on the Bel Air, driving the Bel Air everywhere, camping, cruising with it. We're jumping back to the Chevelle again. We're going to really push to get this thing done. And we've been really lining up a lot of things. Our friends over at MA Performance got us all our turbo setups and everything. We just ended up picking up some Stainless Works headers. We have right now our whole front suspension is done, and now we're going to start mocking up the turbos, all the turbo fab piping, get our headers mounted, core support mocked up in there. Keep in mind, everything that's on this car has to come off multiple times yet, so everything you're seeing right now is not a finished product at all. There still needs to be a lot of work done. We're also going to be installing our friends over at HPI Customs have made these frame rail strengthening kits, and this will come with, we'll end up welding the cross member for the transmission, our frame rail kit to beef up the frame rail on both sides to box in the frame rails, because they come from the factory just a stamped steel channel frame, and it is absolutely like a wet noodle if you've ever seen one of these before. With the body out, look at how flexible and everything that is. There's just nothing to it at all. And of course it gets a little stiffer when you bolt the body on it and everything, but we want to make sure this car is really high horsepower and be able to potently handle that horsepower without twisting the body all up. So we're going to add a roll cage to it as well. We're going to weld these frame strengtheners in it. We're going to do the whole exhaust up as a dual crossover exhaust on it. We're going to get all that done. We still have some work left to do to the rear end as well. And we're also going to cut this cross member out, modify this. We're going to modify the frame rails back here. We're going to accommodate it for a wider tire as well. So now we can get like a 335 tire on the back of it. And hoping we can get up to a 275 in the front, and that's going to be a big push with the turbos and the shocks, the way that we had to mount them. So we'll have to play that one by ear once we get the body back on again. We're going to be bringing it over here to the next week or so to our friends over at Crazy Talk Customs. He's going to sandblast the frame and everything for us. We're going to get that cleaned up. So now we got a great surface to weld to and everything. So that's where we're at with the Chevelle, and we're going to really go like hell on this thing for a while. And we got some really cool time lapse to share with you. We got a lot of stuff taking the body off. We're just about done with this Corvette that we got sidetracked on, and now we're just going to primarily focus on this. Our motor is still in mock-up form. This is just a bare block. We don't even know what we're going to use for the final short block assembly or anything yet, but everything here we're just going to mock up and just keep building out right now. Then everything's got to blow apart 100%. Everything's got to come off, clean up, sandblasted, welding everywhere, and we'll take you through some of that step by step on what we're doing to the car to try to make this thing handle like $1 million on a poor white man's budget. I don't know if we should probably put the white man.
Yeah, maybe not do the white man. No, take two. Cut.
We're going to try to do this to build a really kick-ass handling machine on a working man's budget that every guy is out there working their butt off every day. You can do these modifications and everything. It's just going to take a little time and labor and everything to do them, but to do all our front suspension, rear suspension, that's just modifications that we're going to do ourselves. You don't have to pay somebody else to do all of this stuff, so you can do these things yourself a little bit at a time, save yourself some cash, and we're going to try to really build something kick-ass here on a budget. So stay tuned, and I hope you guys like what you see, and follow us along and see what we got coming up next.